I have really exciting news. I've reached out to the fantastic fan artist Cerise the Traveling Artist on Tumblr and the hard-working mods over at the Save WOY page on Tumblr for a possible Headcanon Hive podcast in May. The goal is to discuss why we all love Wander Over Yonder, as well as some of the ongoing projects for the Save WOY campaign. To celebrate, here's a countdown of my personal top 10 favorite Wander Over Yonder episodes. Number 10. The Date. The entire setup is Lord Hater being an obnoxious jerk on a classic romantic night out. He makes his date pay for everything. He spends the entire night bragging about how awesome he is, and then he breaks down and shows a softer, more vulnerable side. The entire setup is an absurd and playful romp, accented by over-the-top, heart-themed and shaped settings. Viewers feel so sympathetic for Sylvia, but Lord Hater's actions are played as so goofy and over the top, it's hard not to laugh. Sylvia plays an interesting foil to Lord Hater too, where Peepers is generally his well-meaning straight man. Sylvia is constantly trying to resist the urge to punch the guy in the face. In short, this episode is one of those ultimate nightmare dates cranked to 10. It just gets worse with each scene, hooking viewers with the question, where does the madness stop? Number 9. The Breakfast. The Breakfast won an Annie for Best Animated TV Broadcast Production for a Children's Audience. The premise for the episode is deceptively simple. It follows Wander and Lord Hater as both wake up and rustle up their respective breakfasts. It's the execution that really shines through here. The episode opens and plays out with a deliberate split screen. As Wander and Hater go about waking up and even preparing a meal, their actions mirror each other. Some shots are exact replicas where others are just thematically similar. To add to the fun, the color palettes, lighting choices, and details reflect Wander's optimistic spirit and Lord Hater's pessimistic attitude. I'd honestly recommend this episode as an introduction to Wander and Lord Hater's characters, if not a fantastic starting point for looking at and discussing their odd character dynamic at length. The stark differences between their perspectives is the linchpin for what makes this episode such a visually striking and fun watch. Really, I can't stress enough just how much their character drives the set dressing, mood, tone, and overall setup. It's really clever. Number 8. The Fremergency Fraunfracht. This episode plays with a table-turning, cannon-crunching what-if scenario. Enter a huge dose of Novocaine at the dentist, Hater in a dramatically altered state of mind, and Wander's influence. This is the closest viewers get to seeing Lord Hater as a full-blown good guy or reformed villain, while Hater's antics in the upbeat musical montage round out how hilarious this episode is. It's Wander's character dilemma that really strikes an unexpectedly deep, if not slightly controversial, chord. He faces the moral quandary of whether or not it's appropriate to leave someone under the influence of, well, a mind-altering drug. Think about it. There's such a thing as people who deliberately drink, smoke, or otherwise to escape life's problems, and some are far more pleasant in this state of mind than they are when they're sober. This context places the Fremergency Fraunfracht on par with the Bot for how thoughtfully and eloquently Wander tackles fairly serious and heavy issues when it wants to. Despite how much better a person Lord Hater comes across under the influence of Novocaine, that's not who he is in a rational, conscious state of mind. Yes, he's a very unhappy and miserable soul in real time, but Wander's goal is to help others reach self-fulfillment and self-actualization in their own time, by their own terms. Even though Wander has an iron will, he's not infallible. His greatest strength, earnestly wanting to help others until they're happy, is also his greatest fault. The final scene in Fremergency Fraunfracht cinches just how difficult this can be for the wandering weirdo at times. Just how strained and heartbreaking the waiting game can be. Number 7. The Big Day. So, The Big Day chronicles Wander's greatest Bugs Bunny brand dupe and caper. Lord Hater finally has Wander and Sylvia cornered. Just as he's about to zap them in the charcoal bacon, Wander appeals to his inflated ego and overall sense of grandeur. Destroying the two of them would be his crowning achievement. This entire situation quickly becomes a ridiculous take in play-by-play of a stressed-out bride consulting with a pair of pie-in-the-sky wedding planners. Things get more absurd the more Lord Hater gets wound up and caught up in all the excitement. Contrast this with Commander Peepers telling Lord Hater he needs to ignore Wander and focus on galactic conquest. Hader makes a point of ignoring and avoiding Peepers, raising tension that much more for the B plot. Where this episode spends so much time building Lord Hader's spotlight, the comedic payoff is fantastic when Peepers bursts into the ceremony hall. He carries all the serious dramatic gusto of the traditional wedding crasher of movies. Add Peepers' theatrical and melodramatic reaction here, he easily steals the show. Number 6, the showstopper. If a viewer fell in love with Peepers and Sylvia's dynamic in the Battle Royale, this episode is an incredibly satisfying, hilarious follow-up. Peepers' brains matched with Sylvia's brawn makes sense as the power duo needed to stop Lord Dominator as a big bad. But how about a surreal scenario where these two are pitted against the crazily energetic and foolhardy team of Wander and Lord Hader? From cross-dressing to crowd surfing, and even a giant missile, these two are desperate to pull the proverbial plug on Lord Hader's never-ending rock show. It's another example of just how strangely effective and efficient they are. Sylvia is always on board with Peepers' get-her-done attitude. Unlike the tooth pull Peepers faces every time he presents a new plan or argument to Lord Hader, Sylvia just nods and memorizes her part. Even if she hates her partner, she proves that she's a reliable team player. While Peepers and Sylvia are the biggest selling point in my personal opinion, it's absurdly entertaining to watch the chemistry between Lord Hader and Wander as bandmates too. Really, Hader would probably wind down and collapse eventually, but Wander is the universe's never-ending Energizer Bunny. He supercharges Lord Hader's absurd venture with his encouraging smile and mad guitar skills. Add in Hader's earworm, and not only is the viewer humming it for days, every other character adds their own lyrical spin, including Lord Dominator herself.
Oh no! Who can't believe how amazingly stupid this is?
Dominator.
The showstopper is a showcase for the comedic energy and potential when all main four get together and engage in crazy hijinks. It's proof that they can be mixed and matched with interesting results, too. Number 5. The Void. Remember that zany Looney Tunes short that can be boiled down to Daffy Duck versus a cartoonist drawing and illustrating his world? Think of that short as a frontrunner of sorts. There's a genre of cartoon episodes where the cast and crew are given the go-ahead to pull the proverbial ripcord, drop any Chuck Jones brand of in-universe laws or physics, and let the ideas fly loose, fast, and free. The Void falls squarely into this category. Create a blank void where the eccentric, imaginative Wander can summon anything he desires into existence, and it presents full creative license. The visuals get especially wild as Wander gets more and more carried away. There's monochromatic Wanders popping up and around a purple gradient screen. There's a sequence where Wander and Sylvia sail past a series of incoherent, unrelated images that transitions into a gorgeous collage of graphic design elements. A current cartoon trend is sneaking in stock images every so often. Similarly to how the Amazing World of Gumball tastefully and carefully arranges flat cartoons with more realistic backgrounds, Wander sneaks in said stock images in a fairly organic manner. In short, I'm in love with the clever, creative imagery here, especially the carefully set up and seemingly chaotic montage accompanying Wander's upbeat tune about "Take a step inside your mind." If a viewer ever wondered what captivating visuals SpongeBob and Patrick find inside their empty TV box, The Void may answer their question. This is getting split up into 2 parts. Unfortunately, it gets so long and descriptive that it surpassed the 15-minute time limit. I currently have a strike on my channel, so I have a limit of 15-minute videos. So, the last 4 are going to be wrapped up in part 2. See you then!